Some families pass down heirlooms. Ours pass down chaos and a high tequila tolerance. We're two sisters unpacking it all. This is Send the Strong Ones.
Welcome to Send the Strong Ones. I'm Julia, and this is my sister Kristen. Say hi. Okay. We're here to talk about family chaos, tequila shots, questionable life decisions, and everything in between. Because if there's one thing we've learned in life and with family, everything has a story to tell. Sometimes it's hilarious, sometimes it's messy, and sometimes it's the kind of situation where you just say to yourself, send the strong ones.
Send the strong ones.
Send the strong ones. So wherever brought you here today, grab a drink, settle in with us, and let's unpack it.
The cue for the shot.
Cheers. Oh my God. So Kristen, it's been a year since we talked about this, since we said, hey, let's do a podcast. What the fuck were we thinking? Driving home from Myrtle Beach, we were like, okay, we should really do a podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
So about a year ago, Kristen and I were, Kristen came with me to Myrtle Beach to take care of my mother-in-law. She had surgery, and so much shit happened. So much shit. Shit that just felt relatable.
Yes.
That, like, everybody would be like, oh, I was there. I did that. When we drove home, the 14-hour ride,
yes.
We recounted.
Why was it 14 hours, though?
It was 14
Let's blame it on you and tell us.
Because we kept rerouting.
So, we left South Carolina at 3 in the morning,
yep.
And we were making great time. We got to North Carolina, and the map said, hey,
shorter distance.
You should go this route because there's traffic ahead. And Julie was like, no, let's just go. It's 5:30 in the morning. We ended up in traffic for 3 hours because I think there was a really bad accident.
But it gave us more time to talk about our podcast.
That's when we created the podcast.
It was because
we were in the 3 hours. I shut the car off because we weren't moving.
We were like, this is where we're gonna talk about everything that just happened in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
So where did Send the Strong Ones come from, right? So because every podcast has a name and there has to be a story behind it. So let's tell you the story. So one of the highlights of our trip. My mother-in-law, who a little side note, we love our family so much. So we're going to talk about them a lot, but they are amazing, all amazing people, but we do have stories to tell about them. So my mother-in-law had surgery on her knee, and on the day after the surgery, she had to have, we needed to walk her, right? Like, so I was walking.
She had to have exercise. So she had to get out of the bed and walk like a couple of feet, however long. I'm not, good at that, but she had to walk like a bunch of feet.
She did. So we got her out. It was, and she was feeling a little bit ambitious that second time around.
Yes.
Because she felt like she could go like double the distance than she was supposed to go. So she's like going double the distance, and then she like freezes, and she's like, "Get me a chair! So we get her a chair.
Well, she had to like catch her breath and whatever and try to get up. So we waited a little while, but she couldn't get up. Like we tried, like she just couldn't get up because she had just had surgery. Right?
She did,
so
but
we tried to put a chair next to her to like get her to like.
It was just dead weight because she had no strength in her legs.
Yes.
So finally, I think it was like 45 minutes, and
then, it was a while.
She's like,
we tried to get her.
Let's call the fire department. Or like, we can't call the fire department.
I said no.
It's not an emergency.
We're not calling the fire department. We're going to continue.
It's not an emergency.
Yes.
So she's like, I do it all the time.
But also, like, the fires were going on in North Carolina at that time.
Let's not forget that that's what was going on.
Like,
there were fires.
In the fire department.
So she says, get me the phone. I will dial the fire department.
Right.
So we bring her the phone, and she calls the dispatcher. And it's a woman because I can hear her. And so shares her situation. I just had surgery. I need some assistance getting back to my bedroom. I just don't have any strength. And the woman's like, I can hear her. And she's very, like, super sweet. And she's like, no problem, ma'am. Give me your address. And so the last thing that Linda says is, sweetie, send the strong ones. I look at Kristen and I'm like, and Kristen literally, she goes, aren't they all fucking strong? There's firemen. And I'm like, send the strong ones. I don't know what's going to happen here. So we wait outside. I go and wait outside. Thank God they didn't put their sirens on.
No, they like creeped up.
They did. And so I go outside and I meet them and I tell them what the situation is. And there were like 3 very big, muscular men. They were big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 4, maybe. I thought
4, yeah.
Maybe.
And so they come in, and I tell you that it took like less than 20 seconds to move my mother
to get her.
And then they wanted to play cards with her.
Yeah.
And then the firemen are like, "Hey, call me,
us anytime.
call me.
We'll come over and hang out with you.
And then she was trying to like set them up with you, and they were like, "Did you see my daughter-in-law's sister?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was so embarrassing. But
So-
it was just embarrassing because like that's not what you call firemen for. It's like equivalent to like calling them for a cat in the tree. You know,
But maybe that's
don't
what-
really need.
but maybe
to
that's
do
what they
it.
do.
Yeah, that's part of their job.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so going back to us in the car for 14 hours, and we're talking about everything that happened, and we thought, we said, okay, so what are we calling our podcast? Like, and we threw around a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
And then we always went back to Send the Strong Ones. We're like, well, it just feels like it like encompasses everything that we've dealt with.
Yeah.
So over the last year, I just want to tell you about what Kristen and I have been going through. So we've talked about it, and we've been like these two sisters that have been like, oh, we'll talk about doing something, and then we don't do it. And over the last year, since the Myrtle Beach trip, I'll be out on the road, and I'll see a fire truck, and I'll be like, I'll send her a text, and I'll be like, hey, I just saw the Strong Ones. And she's like, LOL, so did I. And then we started talking to like some of our friends about it.
A week after we got back at my apartment complex, I was talking to my neighbor just about something random that had happened and the police had showed up. So I was saying, oh yeah, the police came or whatever. While I was talking about that, this neighbor that I know came over and I was like, oh hey, so I was just telling Gil about how the police had to come. And she was like, without even thinking, she was like, oh, did they send the hot ones? And I just stood there and looked at her for a minute and was like, is this a thing?
Are they hot or strong?
Like, do people just like say that shit all the time? I don't know.
Well, they're firemen. Who knows? But I will tell you, and this happened like just recently, like 2 months ago. Matt and I were in the car, and we were going, again, it involves Linda, but we were going to Linda's apartment to help her out with something, and she had a situation in the apartment. And so I get in the car, it's 10 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, and I looked at Matt and I said, hey, what would she have done if we weren't home? And he goes, she would have called the Strong Ones. Yes, she fucking would.
Yep, she knows. Linda
All right.
knows.
So anyway, so this is where we're at. We have a podcast. We're going to talk about relatable, crazy shit, and just talk about everyday life stories. But we thought, as our first guest on the podcast, it made sense to have a fireman.
Absolutely.
So because we really have some questions for them, right?
Serious.
Like after what we went through, after what we encountered, we wanted to talk to him. So we have a great guest today. His name's Tyler Mason. He's a fireman.
Woo-hoo.
He's definitely one of the strong ones.
Definitely.
And we're gonna take a few minutes and talk to him about his experience in the fire department. And I mean, we kind of have some random questions for him.
Sure.
And we're hoping that he can, talk to the audience about that. We're gonna welcome Tyler to the show. How lucky are we to have one of the strong ones with us today?
So lucky. We are so
lucky. Tyler Mason is with us to unpack it. And here we go, people. Let's unpack it.
Unpack it.
Cheers.
Hopefully I don't make a face. Cheers.
All right, Tyler. You look the part. We just have to say that he
I
looks
got the
part.
mustache going.
Yes, he does.
Definitely.
Just so our audience knows, we did tell Tyler that shirts were optional, and he chose to wear
A long sleeve.
Yes. He was not on board with it.
Damn it.
So, Tyler, we're so happy you could be with us. So you are not only you're our first guest.
I am.
First guess.
We're hoping that you have a big following that you can just keep, pumping it out to your audience.
Your
too.
fireman
I'll
friend.
show it
Your
to the
fireman.
firemen.
Yeah, can you tell the strong ones
I'll
about
tell
us?
the strong ones.
Okay.
I love it.
So we want to know a little bit about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so just tell us, why did you want to be a strong one? I'm sorry, a fireman.
Strong one. Yeah. No. They're interchangeable. They're interchangeable.
I feel like if you look that up in the dictionary, they mean the same thing.
Yes.
They
Okay,
do.
so tell us why you wanted to be a fireman.
Yeah. So I wanted to become a fireman. It was always since I was little. I mean, I'm 25 years old, so I'm still young. Sorry, but
You are
young.
so young.
So initially, it was my goal to become a police officer, and I was always adamant about serving the community and obviously all that other bullshit. So I was initially it was my goal. I was like, you know what? Let's just try police, and it was probably 2020 that I was going into the whole police thing and going through the process, and I was still like a young dumb kid 2 years out of high school, so I was like trying to get into it like constantly, and you know it just didn't end up like working out for me. Simply, like that's all I could say. It just didn't end up working out for me. So one day I was talking to a police officer from like the local area in Farmington. He was like, you know what? I think like you should try firefighting. I was like, what the fuck should I try fire? I was like, and it was my and initially, and it was never out of the case, but I was like, all right, let's try it. You know, let's just go for it. And he was like, I'm telling you, the schedule's better. You know, it's like
those are important things.
He said something funny. It was like it's just like it's a mini frat house with the guys for a long time, and I was like, oh, fuck it, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never went to college and stayed in like a dorm, so like kind of like never got that type of vibe to it. So once there, like I applied, and thank God that the city that I was in was hiring, and I ended up just going through it, and I was like, fuck, now I'm one of the strong ones.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you
I was
are.
like, let's do it.
So, can you tell us, like, what's your favorite part about being a fireman?
Yeah, there's a lot to it. I think now I'm only stating this right now. I've only been on for about 2 years, so that's I'm new to it. So it's good that I get the perspective. So you guys get to see like being the rookie guy in the firehouse is like a whole different dynamic than somebody who has like maybe 20 or 25 years on. But I would say my favorite part right now is like getting to know the guys. You got guys from all different states, all different places, you know, different ethnicities, like diversity and stuff like that. But also just shooting the shit with the guys in the day to day. And also you get that vibe where it's like you never know what you expect next. Like the job is like ever changing, and it's always, you know, you can't like just wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this and this. It never is, because it's always gonna take you on a fucking loop. It's always gonna take you on a different journey. So I think having that is like one of my favorite things, a part of the firehouse right now.
Have you been in a fire?
Yeah.
I have. Yep. I've been in 3 so far.
Really?
3 fires. Yep.
Like
one,
house fires?
one good one. Yep.
Oh,
one good one.
Wait.
Well,
No fires are
let me
good.
preface. No fires are good.
good.
Nobody's house should be getting burnt down. Let's just start there.
Like,
Nobody.
Okay.
No, you're right.
So-
We're talking like the guys. Like I'm still in that mode where it's like we're still guys. So the guys are always like, yeah, it was a good fire. Like a good fire means you got in smoke, you got in fire. You know, you might be like the back of your neck maybe got a little bit burnt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
come out.
Yeah, it's
Where
like the
is
cool.
this good fire?
No, it's
Are
like
people burning?
no, nobody's burning. A good
Like,
fire
you have
means.
the gear, so you're like, yeah, it's good for me.
Like, I think it's more of a you look introspectively, like it's like you're like, all right, it was a good fire, as in like nobody got hurt, the fire got put out quick. Like those are things.
Yeah,
Like you're not gonna, you know, if there's casualties or there's something in a fire,
yeah.
nobody's gonna be like, oh, it was a great fire, bro. Like nobody's doing that, you know, like especially here. So no, yeah, so so I've been in 3.
Okay, well that's scary though, right?
No, it's definitely scary, but like, so the good one that you say, like, were you like all dressed in gear, like in fire, like?
Yeah. So like,
What's this, a hose?
what constitutes a good
Yes.
fire? I guess that's a good question. Is like, you know, I'm young, so like I'm eager to get into fire, which sounds crazy because nobody wants to run
It's the
into a
adrenaline
burning
rush,
building.
right? No,
But
that's
the
why
same
it's
way
not
you guys
into
hop on this podcast and take shots, like that's an adrenaline rush. Like it's your first podcast,
But
it's awesome.
you like choose to run into a fire, like
I'm choosing to run away from the fire. I'm like, get me the fuck away from this.
No, I'm not signing up to run into a fire.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so Tyler, this is what we want to ask you.
Yeah.
So, like, you heard, like, I think you got some backstory on us. You heard there was a non-emergency situation that we were like, okay, we're calling the fire department for a non-emergency. Like, is that real? Like, like, what happens when you get a call for a non-emergency? What happens when you get a call from someone who's like, hey, they just want you to go over there and help them move you into another room, or there's a cat in the tree.
Yeah.
Is that real?
So this is a perfect segue because it's exactly what we're talking about. Especially when I got on the job, it was like, yeah, let's get in the fire, let's do some cool shit. 70 or 80% of the job is strictly medical calls. So it's strictly like, so that call for your mother, right?
Yeah.
Would be classified as a lift assist. So like that's what firemen do. They send the strong ones. That's what we are, right? Technically, most of us at least.
Yeah.
So like 90% of our, or 70% of our job is predicated upon like just those medical calls. So yeah, like we'll catch those calls very often. The good thing is I'm in a big firehouse, so we have an engine and a ladder. So right now I'm on the engine, hopefully to be on the ladder. But the engine handles a lot of the critical life-threatening calls, the overdoses, the difficulty breathing, that type of stuff. We only go to life-threatening priority calls. But the ladder, who has 4 guys, which makes sense that you saw 4 guys in most departments, they send for lift assist. So
Okay.
2 a.m., 3 a.m. you'll hear, you know, whatever, ladder one going out for a lift assist, and people are just like, are you kidding me, you know? But we have really good guys, so nobody's ever really complaining.
But it keeps you busy.
It keeps you busy,
Yeah.
right? And also, I can see why they got your mom out in 20 seconds, because...
Okay. Are you all strong, though, Tyler? Come on. Are you all...
Yes.
Do you have
Most
to,
of us
do you
work
have to
out.
pass a test?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
do you have a gym at the firehouse?
We do.
You do.
Yep, I
Are
work
you
out.
mandated to work out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But what if you, like... I mean,
you want to work out?
yeah.
I do. I've
There
been
is
working out often.
there is like some kind of like stereotype with firemen. Like they're
Firemen
like
are hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And strong as fuck.
Well-
So, you know, there's your stereotype.
there you go, hot as
Alright.
fuck and strong as fuck.
So
Yeah, but like the weak ones, what do you do with them?
no,
Like
there's
who
no
sends the weak
ones?
ones?
Technically, there's no weak
There's
ones.
no weak
no.
ones.
Technically, there's no weak ones.
No.
You know, like
Okay.
if they're on that group of guys, and they should.
Do you
all
have
be,
to pass
they-
a strength test
Yes,
to get?
you do. There's a physical test we go through at academy, just like the police officers do and stuff. So it is physically demanding for sure. And
Do
then,
you know that people call
Physically
you the
demanding.
strong ones?
No, it wasn't until today.
Well, Tyler, you're never gonna forget
Yeah,
that
right.
we call you the strong ones.
There we go.
Yeah.
Love
Lots
that
of
name.
people
I love
call
that
you
name.
the strong
Yes.
ones.
Do you ever get worried? Are you nervous? Like, I know your mom. Like, she's worried.
I'm sure
Like,
she's worried for
yeah.
me.
Like, I just want to like tell everybody that I'm so much older than him that I know his mother. Like, I just want to put it out there. Like, I know his mother.
just
Yeah,
preface it.
she's worried.
Yes, she is. She's worried. So I don't get nervous because I know that like we have adamant training and stuff like that that makes us prepared for moments. But you
Sure.
can never expect
No.
everything. So it's always like something where you could just go.
But you
into
guys
bullshit.
get called on gas leaks too?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's kind of a something that people misread a little bit too, because it is definitely dangerous, and a lot of the time the guys won't be on like air that we
Yeah.
have on our backpack
Right.
on our it's called a SCBA, but that's a lot of bullshit to talk about. We won't go on air, and sometimes we'll just walk in, and there could be a gas leak or
Yeah.
CO leak or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, where it could be serious. And some of the guys, and especially us, we sometimes overlook it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have meters and stuff to look at stuff.
So our last thing that we really want to just dive into real quick, a couple more minutes. Cooking in the firehouse. Have you cooked yet?
Yeah, I have cooked plenty of times. I'm the rookie guy, so it is like up to us if nobody signs up to cook. We have like a month calendar that each guys will write their names on each day that we work, and I'm always cooking.
What are you cooking?
Everything: chicken Alfredo, salmon, freaking lobster tails if I can. But you got to
Who,
keep.
who pays for that?
We do.
Wait, like
so
you
like
yourself
I'll,
or?
Yep. So the night before, I'll go out grocery shop for the guys. I'll
Yeah.
have the total, get all the receipts,
Yeah.
and all the guys. We split it 9 ways, and then I cook
Okay.
for 9 guys. I'm a damn chef.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
it is
part-
crazy
that's
that they're not only
50% of it.
strong,
Time out.
but they cook.
Time out. Are you cooking off the cusp or are you
Oh.
following a cookbook?
No cookbook.
Not.
Yeah.
I was taught at a young age how to cook. I
Okay,
have
but
been
not
cooks in the
everyone
families.
has. Like, I
No,
wasn't caught at
no.
a young age to cook, so I have to cook on a cookbook.
No, there's been times I've been eating some raw chicken at the
Yeah,
firehouse.
but
like
if
pink
anyone,
chicken.
so because some people don't know how to cook,
Yeah,
and they
for
have to
sure.
cook.
That's the biggest
Okay.
moment of their life.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, Tyler, it's been great having you here,
Happy
and
to
like
be
I
here.
love that we're talking to a fireman because literally like almost weekly we like text each other and we're like, hey, did you see the strong ones
Yeah,
today?
all the
Like I
time.
saw them.
I saw
We
them
had-
training in my park one day.
Well,
Like they were
and-
out running with
Oh, yeah.
dummies and shit.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a
Cool.
fire alarm.
Badass.
A fire alarm went off at my building the other day at work, and I was like, "Where are the strong ones? Where are they coming?"
They're
Like
here
I said,
somewhere. They're here somewhere.
Yeah.
they're somewhere. It's just constant. So it's been great that we appreciate that you came on today.
Thanks for having me.
And, you know,
First
it's special
podcast.
to us
Very happy to be
because
here.
it's our first one, and
Yeah, thank
you know
you.
this is how it all started.
Of
You know,
course.
the firemen were here. Let's just talk about what's going to happen down the road for us, right?
Yeah.
Like we're in this to talk about relatable things that everybody goes through. Like, so you're going on vacation with mom and dad in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait, cruising it up.
Yeah. So vacation with your parents. Who doesn't do that, right? You just went on vacation with your mom. So vacation with our parents. Kristen's going on vacation. I just got back from vacation with mom and dad. That was interesting. Dinner at 4:00.
Yeah.
If you don't go to dinner at 4:00, you're
It's
like,
not happening.
Like
it
that.
fucking ruins their
I've
whole
already
day.
had like 4 conversations with mom about it.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening. They
Yeah.
can have a snack at 4:30.
We had a snacks at 4:30.
Yeah.
But you went on vacation with your mom
I did.
recently.
I did.
Yeah.
She's
But
an-
she's a very chill.
She's an angel. Like
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about her at all. And
Yeah.
especially, you know, like I said, she's a boss, and she gets it done. And when we went on vacation, she's awesome. Like, she's one of the homies. Like, we hang out.
I don't
and
know. We gotta take Gina off the table because she's really like laid back.
We
and
gotta
chill.
get her on this podcast.
We
So
will.
she can
We'll talk
talk,
about it.
talk some shit about me for sure.
So I think, we're going to come back to you and we're going to talk about Kristen's vacation with mom and dad. We've spent years vacationing with mom and dad.
Yes.
And who hasn't vacationed with their parents, right? And it's been a fucking disaster.
What are you talking about? What if mom and dad think it's a disaster because of us?
They probably do.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm just going to give you a preview of what we're going to
Yeah.
talk about next. I told my mother.
She called and she answered the phone. She was whispering because she was hiding from you because God forbid you hear her.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, Julia's such a bitch." she did say that. Oh,
I believe she said that. Yeah.
I'm like, what did she do? And she's like, "Oh, she told me I couldn't talk at the baseball game."
Oh, yeah. So this is a big deal. We're going to unpack this in a
Julia
separate
tells
time.
everyone when she's watching her son play baseball that you're not allowed to talk.
No, I say don't talk about personal shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Mom was talking about gynecologist appointments and blueberries at the last game.
But you tell us all, like, Kristen, shh, don't say that. You're not allowed to say that. Watch the parents.
Anyway, so we're looking forward to staying with you guys and talking about this crazy shit that we
Yes.
deal with our families.
Exactly.
And life situations that just seem relatable to everybody. So we're excited for that, and I can't wait to come back and talk to you about your cruise with mom and dad.
Yeah,
and
look
we'll
forward to it.
compare stories.
But
yeah.
they know right now that there's no dinner before 6:30.
Okay,
If
good
they
luck
wanna
with
eat-
that.
If
Good
they
luck with
want
that.
to eat with me, there's no dinner before 6:30.
That's it for today's episode with Send the Strong Ones. Thanks so much, Tyler, for being here with us today.
Yeah,
Awesome.
of
We're
course.
looking
Thank
forward
you.
to everything
Super
to
fun.
come. Thanks for letting us unpack it today. We'll see you guys next time.